MSP question of the week. And this week it is, how do you hold employees accountable for subpar performance? And man, if you've ever been an MSP owner or really any kind of business owner, you have this problem.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a common thing that comes up in our really with any industry, but I hear this
Mhm.
is probably the second most asked question that I hear. The first one is how do I get more first time appointments, right? It's a more of a marketing one, but this one I thought was interesting. And I just go back to, as leaders in our business, we're the ones responsible to define the culture. And the culture I always would tout would be kind of a real simple three-step process. Number one, set goals and expectations in writing with your team. Number two, uh, train your employees to meet and exceed your goals and expectations. So the training part is what often is missing. And then the
Mhm.
third part is you can hold them accountable. And you have to go in that specific order. The training part again is something that I see most MSPs fall short, of proper onboarding training when they hire new people, and then ongoing, maybe quarterly or semi-annual trainings for skills development, policy review, just refreshers of, you know, here are things you should be doing.
Yep.
So we need to do that. And then you can
Yeah,
hold people accountable. So what are your
right. Well, same as you, except that, um, you know, is when we get down to the accountability point, which, as you said, is the last thing that should be happening. Um, we get down to that point. The way that I did it is, um, I guess, I'm always looking for ways for things to sort of uh, manage themselves with as little
right?
interaction from me as possible, because as an MSP owner, there was just infinite number of things I could be doing. So, at the high level, I need to let my employees know where they're at relative to the goals.
Yeah.
And that was public information, right?
Yeah.
Every employee knew where everybody else was on the goals. And I know that happens a lot in sales, but it should also be happening in tech, right? We had a goal of
Absolutely.
80% utilization rate. And the way that my MSP was structured, every month they got a kind of a running start on that from the MRR, but they also had responsibilities to generate additional hourly consulting, right, type work. As
Right.
it fits right in with our previous conversation, right?
Yeah.
We did each employee did a mix of that type of thing.
Amy, how
Um,
did you how did you communicate or share that information? Did you have like a digital dashboard up in the help desk so people could see it, or did they get daily reports?
um, they got a weekly report from the manager.
Okay,
It
good,
just sent out to everybody, like, here's where we're at, right?
perfect.
Uh, and then they could always look at it in the
Themselves.
ticket recordings, because the whether it was MRR ticket they were working on or consulting ticket or project ticket they were working on, they could see all of that information in the ticket system.
Yeah,
So, yeah, making it visible to your employees, because it comes to the end of the month, we'd be like, hey, what happened? You didn't hit your number. Or celebrate, you know,
right.
when they do hit it. 80% is hard to hit. So, but we always wanted to see it, we always wanted to see that number to be, up there. And when it was exceeded, it was celebrated. And if it was really short for some reason, it was like, why? What happened?
Yeah,
What can we do to help you get it back up there? Because
I
it's not
love that you.
acceptable.
Yeah, I love that you shared the numbers with the entire team because what happens then is it's that good old peer pressure.
Yeah.
People's pride and work ethic. They want everybody wants to do good, and then if all the numbers are visible to everybody, I think they're going to try harder. I know I
Yeah.
I know I did in my environments. So I think that's a great point. Good for you.
Well, it also it also helps you as their manager understand where everybody's at. And if somebody's consistently underperforming, then
Yeah.
you got to figure out why. Is there a training issue, or are they just not working out? Do they need to go work for somebody else? Sometimes that happens. Sometimes they're just not a good fit for your business. The thing you do have to do though is, if you have somebody who's consistently underperforming, you do have to do something and
Yeah.
hold them accountable for that. Because if you don't, it's the case of, one bad apple will spoil the bunch,
Yeah.
because they
Exactly.
are all seeing those numbers. So if somebody's continuously lousy and the rest of your staff feels like nothing's being done about that, right? I'm working harder than they're working. That can be a downhill slide. So you have to hold them accountable, even
Yeah.
though it can be uncomfortable sometimes.